Okay, so hello guys, welcome to a new video, and I know it's been a while since I've uploaded stuff, but today we're gonna pick it up again, or yeah, go back into coding again. Okay, so this was actually requested, which is a command that that only the bot owner can run. Actually, this is quite easy, it's not that hard. Okay, so we have done this before. I've done the setup of everything already, but if you want to look into it, how the entire command works, then you can find the GitHub in the description. But for now, we're gonna go back into coding. Okay, so the thing here, we're calling the packages Discord. This is an option which we are using to create emts. This is what we use to display time in a nicer look than just like like the standard thing you have of Discord, which shows you the time exactly, the day, also the time zone. And in my opinion, I'm not I'm not really interested in any of that, so that's why we're using this package for, yeah, well, you can still use it, but I just rather use Moment. And of course the settings, which is basically the settings which are displayed in which are set in the config, which is also where the main file is. So here you have the main file where the packages are in and where you can find the information about it, and here you have the config, which we are not clicking on because we won't need to edit anything about it today. Okay, so we're calling the client the message in the args, right? Args are the arguments. Message is for things like you want to get the guild ID, then you do message.guild.id. Oh, I cannot type today, but that's just an example. And client is basically the variable, well, not variable, it's basically the bot itself. But firstly, we're deleting the message. And why I want this is because I think it looks way better. And then here we're calling for the owner ID, which is the ID of my user. So in another command, in another video, I showed you how you can get your own ID. So today we're gonna use that. So the way we're gonna do this, we're gonna make an if statement, which is gonna be message.author.id. You could use author or you can use member. Oh, you can use this as well, but that's not what I'm gonna be using. I'm just gonna use author because I've been using it. I've always used this instead of member. But what you want to do now is, if it's okay, so basically what this means, if the ID of the one who runs the command is not equal to this ID, then we're gonna go in the if statement and we're gonna close that. Okay, so we're gonna make an empt for this, which is just gonna be named no perm, and then we're gonna use the rich empt option, which creates a rich empt. Then we're setting a title for it. It's gonna be, let's just say permission error. Let me see, did I do that as well for the other one? Oh no, an error has occurred. Okay, so an error has occurred, right? So now we're gonna make it set description. And what you can do, you can use backticks to like use this, but what you could also do, I don't know if I teach you guys that yet, is you can do message.author.tag and then plus these things, meaning it will grab this, and after that tag it will put this text, and then you don't have the authorizations to run this command, right? Okay, so what we're now gonna do is set color settings dot color, right? Because we're getting the settings which are displayed, which are set in the config, right here. So we're grabbing those settings and are asking for the color, and then we're gonna set the footer. Oh my god, and then we're gonna set the footer to the footer. What we're now gonna do is we're gonna send the message to the channel, and then we're gonna delete it, making an arrow function for that. We're gonna delete it after 5 seconds. You could make this you can make this as long as you want, but what I'm just gonna do now is use 5 seconds because that works fine for me. We don't need anything there. Okay, so what we want to do now, so we've displayed that if the ID is not equal to this ID, then it will send this in the chat and delete it after 5 seconds. Okay, so now we're gonna create the main end, which you will be able to run if you do have the permission. And we don't have to make an if statement for this. You can just make this code outside this if statement, because what this does is, like, because you put this here after the if statement, it won't continue because you closed the code because you put this. Yeah, it's pretty much common sense coding. So what you want to do now is create the empt. Also, the reason why you don't want to put this after it, then it's just gonna create it and like close it directly. So you'd have to do empt dot set title and then the title. But yeah, you just shouldn't put that symbol there. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put information. No, we're gonna do bot settings / information. Okay, so this is just because it's displaying information and you can change the settings, but we're gonna do that in the future, because I'm not gonna do that, because then the tutorial would be way too long. Okay, so what we could do now is displaying information for client.user.tag on, and then what we could do is grab the date of the year, the month, and the day. Not specifically the time, because yeah, I'm just not gonna use that right now. Message.created at. However, you don't need to use this, because you could also use date.now. Right? But let's just use message.created at. And then you want to make the format, which you're gonna do here. We're gonna grab the month, the day, and the year, and then plus, and then a dot, so you can end the sentence. Okay, so what we're here gonna put is we're just gonna put this username here, meaning that the rename command is gonna be moved in the future to this command, so it's gonna be a long command in the future. Okay, so what we now want to do is client.user.username. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry, the phone was ringing, so I picked it. But now let's finish this command. So here we're calling for the username, then we're setting inline to true. And now what we're gonna do, well, actually you can change that. We could give the prefix, which is settings.prefix, and we're gonna put that to inline as well. So what we're now gonna display, it's not a net field. Actually, let's set an image, and we're gonna use client.user.display avatar URL. So you can set empt images to a URL, meaning we're grabbing the URL of the avatar of the bot, and we're setting that as the image that will be displayed in the message. Here we're calling for the prefix, which is in the settings file, which is config.json, which is a storing file where you can store things for a config, for example, or for a leveling system, which we're also going to make in the future. But now what we're going to do is finish this command. So we're going to set the color, which is settings.color. We're going to make the footer, which is settings.footer. And we're closing the emp because we're done creating that. We're done creating the emp, because at the moment right now I don't know what else I could add that you could be changing, which we will be doing in the future, as I told you guys before. But now what we're gonna do is message.channel.send, and as this is not a permission, as this is not like a permission error empt or message, we're just gonna make this a we're just gonna make this a normal command. Sorry. Because this is an information empty, not for permissions or something to throw an error, or like the usage is wrong. We're just gonna make it that it won't delete it after a few seconds. We're just gonna send this and never delete it. Okay, so now we are gonna run the bot. So what you want to do is cd, and then you want to copy and paste the path here, and then you'll get in the path where your bot file is. But no, nothing. Okay, so what we want to do is nodes dot, and then we're quickly gonna go to the Discord, which will be here. And basically what we're now gonna do is info, and that will show us the prefix, the username. This can be changed as well, and as you can see, here is the avatar. So, and as said, displaying information for disclosure, and grabbing the tag, and then it grabs the month, the day, and the year. Prefix, which you can also change, which we will be talking about in the future. And here you have the username, which I already said. You can change anything of this, which you can change. What we'll also gonna be able to make or try making in the future is that's already something I'm gonna spoil, is a slow mode command, which allows us to like edit the slow mode of the channel. Because you know, when you go in channel settings, you can edit this to whatever you want. But what we'll be doing is we'll create a command that does it for us, so we don't need to. This makes it easier for your moderators or administrators if you're ever gonna host it in your own server, but it makes them easier to do all this moderation stuff. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed, and give a like if this helped you, and subscribe if you want to see any more of these advanced tutorials. Anyways, see you guys later. Bye bye.